Hello, this video is on Ron Paul and why I do not support him. There's a lot of things to know about Ron Paul. One thing, he's a libertarian, and while there was a time I might have once called myself a libertarian, support it. I'll get into that later, or a later video actually, as to why I don't support libertarianism or identify with it. The thing about libertarian is Webster, just look up Webster Tarpley. Back to Ron Paul. Um, I do not support or agree with Ron Paul for a number of reasons. He is clearly a conservative. He is not, and he has called himself the most conservative member of Congress, the most conservative Republican. And he does not support separation of church and state. He's admitted. He openly, as we all know, he's most famous for not supporting abortion. He does not support a nationwide mandate to or a sort of the federal legalization of gay marriage on a federal level, such as recently happened. He doesn't support that. He does not support. He does not recognize. He's admitted he does not recognize evolution is a scientific fact. He does not do a number of things. And of course, he's a radical capitalist. And one thing, for example, separation of church and state, which the founding fathers were very adamant about. That was that's of course one. The First Amendment, the separation of church and state, is what they believe in the most. And of course, abortion. He's against abortion. Despite the fact we're at 7.4 trillion people, despite the fact that, of course, a fetus is no more a life than semen is. You cannot jack off based on this fucking logic. And, just that you're interfering with someone else's affairs. And despite the fact that no one will take care of these children when they grow older, and they will grow up to be criminals, violently attack other members of our society, and often be put on the death penalty that Ron Paul, like other Republicans, especially in street little fucking places like Texas, supports. So let's get this logic correct. You don't want a woman to have a fucking abortion, but they don't believe in welfare. You don't want any kind of welfare, any kind of economic safety nets or security for them. Go out and dig a ditch. That kind of fucking logic. These same motherfuckers will not adopt these fucking children. And these same motherfuckers, once he kills someone, they want to put him to death. And these same motherfuckers support a lot of these wars we're in overseas. So you send them over there and die. Or, as Ron Paul supports, if they kill someone here because they had no fucking home life, then, let's put them to death then. So instead of killing them before they're actually a human, let's do it once they're living and knowledgeable and know what the fuck's going on. Let's kill them then. That makes sense. I do have some problems with abortion. Actually, one problem. There is no alternative for men when it comes to reproductive rights. Women have that right. Men have the right of not fucking, wearing a condom, having invasive surgery to not ever have a kid again. And again, wear a condom or make sure she takes the birth control pill. And if she lies, you're fucked. They have no rights whatsoever, but she has 6 months is what she should have. She at one time had 9 months, but I think I'm also against partial birth abortion. But I'm for abortion up till the 6 month part. So you have 6 months, as it is now, to have a child, which is what it should be. But he has one chance. Do not get her knocked up. No, if you have 6 months not to get a fucking to get an abortion, and then after that you can have it adopted, usually even without the man's rule, or you can throw it off on the man, or you can keep the fucking kid and you can get welfare as well as money from this guy. So I'm not trying to talk about abortion. Men should have the should have the right to financial abortion. If the woman wants to keep the child, then she has that freedom, and with that freedom will come responsibility. Once you have that child, he no longer has to take care of it. But whatever. Back to what we're talking about, Ron Paul. He supports all that. He supports the death penalty, despite the fact a lot of the Pilgrim people on death row were innocent. He voted for the Afghanistan war, and all this shit. And then they said, well, Ron Paul believes that, but he's not forcing that off on you. Well, he wants to leave it up to states, so fuck the individual, we're going to put it to the states, which is even worse than the government, because with the government you can take care of it once. The entire country gets to vote, and it's federal, and you can know what it's doing. A state somewhere else, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, get away with it. They're not accountable to any human rights or anything else. I mean, that's like going back into the fucking dark ages. And he is for a lot of this shit. He does want to vote for it. He voted against giving gays adoptive rights, I believe. He has voted for the Afghanistan war. He voted for he voted against he has voted against things that would separate church and state. And he has admitted that if he got into a presidential office, he would, one of his first fucking things that he would do is he would vote for, in his word, comprehensive legislation against abortion, basically ending abortion rights. He would not leave it up to the states. If first chance he got, he would vote to ban abortion. So you have all that shit, and then you have the thing about states' rights. So you support states' rights, where you forget, well, first of all, what about the individual? You know, no right for them. So the state can do whatever it wants. Second of all, this is the same rights slavery used to justify the enslavement of blacks. It's the same rights the South used to segregate blacks. It's the same rights they use for eugenics, to sterilize and kill, sterilize, institutionalize, sterilize, and systematically exterminate, you know, sick people and people who are different from them. Gays, people who they thought were too promiscuous or whatever, who fuck too much. You know, all kinds of people, even smart people, but took a different philosophy than the majority of people. And I can go on and on and on. So he supports states' rights. This supported eugenics policies up until the 1970s and some states 80s in the South. He supports states' rights. So what is it about this fucking guy that's so fucking great? Not to mention, you know, you say, well, we'll make it okay here. Well, they're just going to leave the fucking state and go to somewhere else and do it. Okay, so you're just taking revenue out of your own damn state. And then you have these same motherfuckers, these nosy-ass motherfuckers who tell them what to do. They're going to fucking start making legislation that you can't do that no more. And if that's not bad enough, you know, what we need is someone like Obama, you know, who... some of his policies, what people say he supports, which is socialism. We need a socialist, or someone that believes in regulated free market, a regulated version of the free market, and believes in social safety nets, universal health care, welfare, and believes in social safety nets, entitlement programs, and regulations of the economy and of capitalism. And we also need someone who believes in, you know, and believes in entitlement programs and all that. And we also need someone who believes in libertarianism, not Ron Paul, but someone who is against foreign intervention. We need someone who believes in the right of the individual to do as they want. We need someone who believes in freedom, who believes in gun rights, gay rights, abortion rights, believe in all of that, believes in the freedom of the press, freedom of media, believes in separation of church and state. We need someone who believes in that. You know, something like, what do they use to, oh yeah, a liberal, you know, actual fucking liberal. Someone who is social Marxist on the level of the economy, Marxist economy, or somewhat Marxistic, but is a libertarian in their approach to freedom, liberty, a democratic process, and a republic to make sure that happens. Not fucking Ron Paul. And that's it. So, P666.